Good morning. This is Monday morning, and today we're going to talk about money and these coins. Let's first look at the words. I'd like you to read the words that go along with the coins. First of all, read the word money, and this is the cent sign that we use after you write the amount for each coin. So the first coin, say penny. Good. Say nickel. Good. Dime and quarter. See if you can write those in your journal and spell those words of those coins. Let's say how much they are worth. So you need to know how much a penny is worth. 1 cent. How much is a nickel worth? Good, 5 cents. How much is a dime? 10. And how much is a quarter? 25 cents. It's important to know about money, isn't it? So we can go and buy things. So let's look at the coins and see what they look like. So the easiest way to tell the difference between the coins is how big they are and how small they are. So which one's the smallest? Good, the dime. And which one's the biggest coin? The quarter, the ones that we studied in first grade. There are other coins that are bigger than the quarter, but for this week we're studying these 4 coins. So let's talk about what each one looks like. Penny, penny. How much is it worth? 1 cent, and it's copper brown. Okay, next, say nickel, nickel. Good, worth 5 cents, and it's silver. Say dime, dime. It's worth 10 cents, and it's little and thin, and it's made of silver. Say quarter, quarter. 25 cents, it's made of silver. Now let's look at who is on the front of the coins today. We'll just look at that today. Say penny, penny, Abraham Lincoln. Look at his head there. Nickel, nickel. Good. Say Thomas Jefferson. Dime, dime. Good. Say Franklin D. Roosevelt. And quarter, quarter. Say George Washington. Okay? So when you count these coins, and if you have a bunch of pennies together, you're going to count them by 1 cent each. So if you have 10 pennies, remember that's worth a dime, right? And if you have 5 pennies, that's worth a nickel. If you have 25 pennies, how much is it worth? Good, 25 cents a quarter. All right, after you're done with your morning work, then you can do your math. But first, let's listen to Clark the Shark and the Big Book Report. The author is Bruce Hale. He wrote the story, illustrated by Guy Francis. So he drew the pictures. Clark the Shark. Those words rhyme, don't they? Clark and shark. See the A-R-K at the end? Tomorrow is book report day, said Mrs. Inky Dink. Is everybody ready? Only a few flippers went up. I'm nervous, said Benny Blowfish. I'm scared, said Ella Jellyfish. I can't wait, said Clark the Shark. If you're worried about speaking, said Mrs. Inky Dink, just remember, be bold, be smart, and speak from the heart. I'm not worried, said Clark, laughing. Mine will be the best report ever. At recess, Joey Mackerel asked, aren't you nervous about talking in front of the class? Easy peasy, said Clark. I know my book like the back of my flipper. At lunch, Clark made up a joke for his report. Kenny Ahi laughed so hard milk squirted from his gills. That night, Clark tried out his report on his family. They laughed and clapped. Clark even made a fancy poster of the book cover with a little help from Mom. The Frog Prince. On the way to school, Joey asked, are you ready? I'm so ready, said Clark. They should film my report. It'll be perfect. Going into the sub. It's a submarine. All through their morning lessons, Clark wriggled and wiggled. He couldn't wait to give his report. Finally, the time came. Who will go first? Asked Mrs. Inky Dink. Nobody spoke. Nobody but Clark. Me, 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 he said. Pick me. Clark got up and told his joke. What do frog princes eat with their hamburgers? French flies. Clark said. Everybody cracked up. And then it happened. Do you know what it is? Clark forgot what came next. His mind was as empty as a seashell. He said. Clark had a brain freeze. He wanted to shrink and disappear. Clark was totally tongue-tied. His friends cheered him on. "You can do it, Clark," said Joey. Clark smacked his face and stood on his head, but the words wouldn't shake loose. "Be bold, be smart," said Mrs. Inky-Dink, "and speak." "From the heart," said Clark. Suddenly his mind was clear again. Clark went on with his book report. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but it was from the heart. And what do you know? His classmates loved every word. Clark the Shark. Hope you enjoyed that story. Have fun learning this week, and I'll see you tomorrow.